Hey, Curly Sue. You've been in the mud. I gotta grab a bribe for Charles and Bella to leave us alone. There you go. Hey everyone, this is Andrew at Plainview Farm, and it's time to move the cows up here onto the north side of the property. So I've mentioned in previous videos that we've got Cerisa lespedeza out here and a lot of weeds on this north pasture, and I'd really like to reseed this to try to get this established as something a little bit better, or actually quite a bit better than what it is right now. And one of the things I'm going to do to try to control some of these weeds and these undesirable plants out here is to pull the cows in tight and only give them narrow strips. Okay, we're going to strip graze them basically, and force them to basically eat everything that is out here on the ground. And I've recently mowed this pasture, and once they graze it all down, I'll come back and I'll mow it again, you know, in order to try to again keep that weed growth under control, undesirable growth under control. And one of the things I'm kicking around here right now is whether or not I should disc all of this up and try to turn it into hayfield for the future. We put 2.5 tons per acre of lime on last fall. I need to do another soil test, kind of see where things are at right now. It's been, I think 8 months or so since that was done. So I'd kind of like to see where we sit now. Of course, if whatever lime, you know, hasn't gotten into the soil yet, whatever is still somewhat up on the surface, if I were to disc all this up, it would help get that lime into the soil and move things on a little bit faster. But like I said, one of the things I'm thinking about doing is converting this into a hayfield. I haven't yet decided if that's something I want to do right now, you know, if it's a project for this fall, or, you know, if we'll have to kick it on down the road. There's different things at play in that. You know, stars have yet to align for that, if you want to put it that way. But it is something that I'm considering, and as I said, if I get this all grazed off, just as soon as I can get this grazed off slick, the idea would then be to come and start working it up, disc it, let things start to sprout again, disc it, and just basically do that from the time they get it all grazed off until we're ready to plant. So, you know, that allows weed seeds to germinate, and you turn them all back under. You know, you're disrupting the cycle of the seeds, and you're trying to get as many of the weeds that are in the seed bank out here to germinate and sprout as possible, and then basically eliminate them. You know, that's the process. You use a lot of fuel doing that, but you know, you don't have to apply as much weed killer. You don't have to dump a lot of chemicals on it. And if I can avoid that, I'd like to. You know, we've got a well. We have our own water on the property, and so you know, I don't want to take any chance at letting anything run off into our well. So for now, though, like I said, we're going to try to get this split out and then pull the cows up here. Samson is actually going to stay on that side. My neighbor has some heifers over here, and so I don't want there to be any issues with that. But Samson, you know, he's his time of year, he can stay on that side. We don't need him in with the cows right now. But we'll try to get the cows brought up here and get them all moved over, and they can go to work here on this first strip of ground. Now, it's been a while since I've done a video where I'm putting up temporary fences, but what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hook my wire. This old poly wire is just about wore out, but I'm going to hook it right here, not on the fence yet because I don't want it to bite me. And then I'll make my way down to the other end, and then on the other end down here, I will hang the reel, pull it tight, and come back and start setting in my posts. So here we go. And this actually is an oblong shaped spot right here. You probably can't tell it, but I'm gonna be walking somewhat at an angle to try to keep it rectangular-ish. You know, pulling wire like this will help you learn pretty quickly how straight of a line you can walk. Here come the cows. They must have heard that reel. They know what that sound means. So does Charles. We'll put one more right here. Well, it looks fairly straightish to me. Well, the good news is they've all gathered up at the gate to meet me. I've trained them well. So basically all I'm doing right here is just creating a catch pin because I'm gonna have to cut Samson out. If you've seen me do this in videos in the past, you would know that when they're all going together, I just open the gate and let them go through. Okay. Come on, cows. Come on in. Come on in, cows. Samson, doggone it. So I turned the camera off and Samson walked just right in there. Maybe now he won't bully the rest of them away from the feeder. Okay, Samson's over there in the pasture by himself. Now we'll see if they'll all go through. I opened it up and they look more interested in going through now than they did before. Be frustrating sometimes, especially when it's hot. Come on, girls. Come on, cows. Hi, cows. Come on, babies. Well, it took a little more work, a little longer than I wanted, but ultimately the job's done. So cows are over here. Samson's still over there where he can't bother anybody. And now they can graze this down. They can start clearing this off. There's actually still quite a bit of grass in here, but like I said before, a lot of weeds too. I want to try to get all of that under control. This right here probably give you a good idea about what I mean. A little bit of cerisa and some other junk in there with primarily fescue. Hopefully it won't take more than just 2 or 3 days for them to get this all slicked off. And like I said, we'll move them on to another one. Now I just need to throw in some water, some salt and mineral, and we'll be set. Oh, and if you were wondering how my fly rub has done, it's done actually really well with the cows. Their faces have been clear. There hasn't been a whole lot of flies on their back. Not really had any issues whenever it comes to watery eyes, irritated eyes. I do have one heifer that is currently dealing with some stuff, but it's honestly not too bad. And actually her eyes were starting to water a little bit before I put up the rub. So hopefully she's, you know, making it through that without any trouble. It hopefully won't get any worse than it is right now. But otherwise, like I said, fly rub has done awesome. It's going to be time for me to soak it again. Obviously, they're away from it now, so I will have to obviously with them being over here now, I will have to move it, but otherwise, like I said, it's done its job. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you have not yet, I would appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing to our channel. As always, I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. I'm gonna go cool off.